So the goal to be a muhsin, you inherit this beautiful thing, which is knowledge of Allah Azza wa Jalla. That Allah gives you wisdom. And if Allah gives you wisdom, it's one of the best things. The Prophet sallallahu Allah Azza wa Jalla said in the Quran, وَمَنْ يُؤْتَ الْحِكْمَةَ فَقَدْ أُوتِيَ خَيْرًا كَثِيرًا. Whoever is giving wisdom, whoever is granted wisdom, he has been given a lot of good, a lot of khayr. That is the after effect of being a muhsin. Nabiullah Yusuf, being a muhsin was something that appeared to the people from the face of Nabiullah Yusuf. That's why when he entered into the prison, in prison are criminals, people that might not have the most knowledge about Allah Azza wa Jalla, people that may be ignorant to the realities of Iman. He enters into prison, and two young men who were accused of a conspiracy come to him, and they tell him their dream. And they tell him, interpret this dream for us. Why? إِنَّا نَرَاكَ مِنَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. We see that you are from those who are muhsineen. So if you become muhsin, it will become apparent to those around you. Allah Azza wa Jal, He mentions of the muhsineen in the story of Yusuf, and He says, كَذَلِكَ مَكَّنَّا لِيُوسُفَ فِي الْأَرْضِ. And just like that, we gave authority to Yusuf on the earth. يَتَبَوَّأُ مِنْهَا حَيْثُ يَشَاءُ. He would have the ability to live anywhere in the earth. نُصِيبُ بِرَحْمَتِنَا مَنْ نَشَاءُ. Our mercy hits whoever we want. Allah says, my mercy, it goes to whoever He likes and chooses. وَلَا نُضِيعُ أَجْرَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. And the reward for the muhsineen does not go to waste. It does not go to waste in the sight of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Some of us might do an action of ihsan. We might forgive someone. Sometimes we might give someone more than their right. Sometimes we might do a favor for them. That favor that you do, why are you doing it? A lot of us, it may be that we want to cash in on that favor later. Maybe one day I will be in a state where I need help, and this guy can help me out. So I'll pull him a favor now. That's not how a Muslim thinks. Why does he do it? He does it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. He does it for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He mentions in Surah Al-Insan of the people that are going to Jannah, out of love for Allah Azza wa Jalla, they feed the one who's been imprisoned, and they feed the poor and the orphan. What then do they say? لا نريد منكم جزاء ولا شكورا. We don't want no reward from you, first of all. Someone, like I said, might need that favor back. Hey, I help you out now, like Americans say, scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. Right? They might do it for that. This group of people, that's not why they do it. لا نريد منكم جزاء. We don't want exchange. Not only that, ولا شكورا. We don't want to be thanked even. It may be possible that we do the favor and we get upset if he doesn't say thank you. It might be possible that we give that sadaqah and we might get upset if they don't say thank you. And to the point that some people might even give sadaqah, so that people might say that man is a generous guy, so that he might earn a praise. All this go against the reality of being a muhsin. You give not to gain anything other than the reward of Allah Azza wa Jalla, other than to be saved in a day where faces will change. That's why you're doing it. And that's what makes you a muhsin. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He mentions in the Quran that He is with those who are muhsineen. He is with those who are muhsineen. And He says, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَمَعَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. The ones who strive in our path. Any path of khayr that you're doing for the sake of Allah, it's one of the paths of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Whether it's education, you're educating people for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Whether you're treating people, you're treating them for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. Whether it is that you are giving them da'wah for the sake of Allah Azza wa Jalla. All this is from the paths to Allah Azza wa Jalla. وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا. As for those who strive in our paths, لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبُلَنَا. We will guide them to our many paths. The path of Iman, the path of Jannah. Right? Allah Azza wa Jalla will guide you to those paths. Then Allah Azza wa Jalla, He said, وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَمَعَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah is with those who are muhsineen. Allah is with those who are muhsineen. And we mentioned earlier, this is one of the major rewards for being a muhsin. That you earn a partnership, an alliance with Allah Azza wa Jalla. That Allah is with you. And like we said, if Allah is with you, then who can be against you? وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ لَمَعَ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, for those that are muhsineen is an extra reward. Is an extra reward. And Allah Azza wa Jal, He says, وَسَنَزِيدُ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. We will give extra in reward and forgiveness to those who are muhsineen. To those who are muhsineen. So my brothers, reflect on how you can attain the level of ihsan. How you can attain the way to be of these people that earn this huge reward with Allah Azza wa Jalla. First, muraqabatullah Azza wa Jalla. That one of us is in a constant state of awareness. What is he aware? He is aware that Allah Azza wa Jal is watching him. And this is beneficial in all affairs. Someone might only think about Allah watching him when he is doing bad things. Or the thought of it comes when you want to advise someone to not do bad things. So someone might tell you, hey, don't do that, Allah is watching. Don't do this, Allah is watching. But when was the last time you were told, do this, Allah is watching? Allah Azza wa Jal, He mentions that He sees us. And one of the places that He mentioned He sees us is in our movements in prayer. الَّذِي يَرَاكَ حين تقوم. Allah Azza wa Jalla, He says, put your trust in Allah to His Messenger. And then He tells him, الَّذِي يَرَاكَ حين تقوم. He's Allah who sees you when you stand in prayer. Not only that, وَتَقَلُّبُكَ فِي السَّاجِدِينَ. And your movements when you are with those who are making sujood. Allah Azza wa Jalla sees you. So have this awareness when you're doing ibadat. When you're in salah, when you are in salah, how aware are you of this fact? I'm standing in front of Allah Azza wa Jalla. When you're making ruku', who are you prostrating in front of? Allah Azza wa Jalla. When you're in sujood, who are you humbling yourself for? Who's watching? Who's noticing? Allah Azza wa Jalla. When you make adhkar and you say Subhanallah, Alhamdulillah, Allahu Akbar, who can see? Allah Azza wa Jalla. When you fast, and in that hot summer day, you feel the dryness of your throat and the thirst and dehydration, who sees you? Allah Azza wa Jalla. When you are in the hot sun of Mecca, standing at Arafah, may Allah take us all there, and you are raising your hand in dua, رَبَّنَا آتِنَا فِي الدُّنْيَا حَسَنَةً, who sees you? Allah Azza wa Jalla. So don't limit the issue of muraqabah of Allah Azza wa Jalla, the issue that Allah Azza wa Jalla sees you only to when you're doing bad things. Allah Azza wa Jalla sees every single movement that you do, whether it's in good or bad. And knowing that Allah Azza wa Jalla is watching you when you're in prayer, when you're fasting, it should increase you in ikhlas, sincerity to Allah Azza wa Jalla, in the feeling of humbleness. Oh Allah, this is all that I can do. Please accept from me. From the other paths of ihsan is that when it comes to the way we handle situations of life, that we do it in the best of manners, that we give the utmost effort in doing it in the most perfect of ways. If we are commanded to slaughter in the best of ways, what about the things that are bigger than slaughtering? Having high ambitions in life, wanting to achieve big goals in life, that is from ihsan. And it's this movement towards ihsan that takes us to high places as an individual and as a society. In the time of Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, due to the goodness of his just ruling and due to the effect of his ihsan, the historians mention that in a simple 2.5 years of rule, that he had eradicated poverty just by collecting zakat, to the point that there was no one to give the zakat to. That is ihsan in action, in rulership. We need to have ihsan in all our affairs, in our work that we do. We have to have sincerity in all our works by putting the most effort. You can't be mediocre as a Muslim. And you can't accept being mediocre as a Muslim. You have to have a desire to excel in everything because of this concept that we have. إِنَّ اللَّهَ كَتَبَ الْإِحْسَانَ عَلَى كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. Allah Azza wa Jal, He wrote ihsan in everything. Everything. So when you go to school, think about, how am I going to do ihsan in this? Are we with the C's get degrees mentality? Right? Or you want to excel. You want to be perfect. There's nothing wrong with that. Allah Azza wa Jal wrote that we do things in the most perfect of manners. At your work, whether you're working for yourself in a business, you should be doing it in the most perfect of fashions. There's nothing wrong with it. Rather, this is something that we're commanded, long as it's beneficial. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, احرص على ما ينفعك واستعن بالله. احرص, that means strive. Doesn't mean just ijtahid. It's قدر زائد على الاجتهاد, الحرص. It is a level that is higher than putting in work. It is striving. But with a condition, على ما ينفعك, that which is beneficial to you. But don't do it alone. Don't do it alone. Rather seek help. Whose help? The help of Allah Azza wa Jalla. وَاسْتَعِنْ بِاللَّهِ. And seek the help of Allah Azza wa Jalla. وَاسْتَعِنْ بِاللَّهِ. My dear brothers, had Allah not made it easy for you, wallahi, you would not have been able to stand in prayer. Had Allah not made it easy for you, you would not have been able to reach anywhere in life. You are between the mercy of Allah Azza wa Jalla. He has given you ability to do. That's why the Prophet ﷺ, he used to say, every morning and evening, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum, Birahmatika Astaghith, Aslih li sha'ni kullah, ولا تكلني إلى نفسي طرفة عين ولا أقل من ذلك. ولا تكلني إلى نفسي طرفة عين. The Prophet ﷺ, he used to say, Ya Hayyu Ya Qayyum. O ever living, everlasting. Ya Allah. By your mercy, I call out to you. Istighatha is for the toughest of times. It's for the toughest of times. It is when the person in the most dire of situations, he does istighatha. He says, Birahmatika astaghith, every morning and evening. By your mercy I call out to you, O Allah. فَلَا أَصْلِحْ لِي شَأْنِي كُلَّهِ. O Allah, reform all my affairs. Every single one of my affairs, O Allah, reform it for me. Make it better for me. وَلَا تَكِلْنِي إِلَى نَفْسِي. O Allah, do not leave me to myself. Do not leave me to myself. طرفة عين, the twitch of an eye. The twitch of an eye. We are in this dire need of assistance from Allah Azza wa Jalla. And that is from the servitude that Allah Azza wa Jalla has made wajib upon us, has made obligatory upon us. We are servants of Allah in this manner. We are in constant need of Him. وَخُلِقَ الْإِنسَانُ ضَعِيفًا. And the human being was created as weak. What makes you strong? Allah Azza wa Jalla makes you strong. Allah Azza wa Jal makes you strong. If Allah created you weak, what makes you strong? Allah Azza wa Jal makes you strong. So seek His help in all your affairs. You will not be able to accomplish the level of reaching ihsan without the help of Allah Azza wa Jal. And then the Prophet ﷺ, he continues in this hadith that is the most beautiful of a hadith when it comes to self-help. The Prophet ﷺ then said that if things don't go your way, don't say, لو أني فعلت كذا وكذا. Oh, how I wished I done it this way. Don't have no regrets. Don't say, if I did it this way, it would have been better. Or if I did it this way, it would have been better. Don't have no regrets after the fact. Rather say, قدر الله وما شاء فعل. It is the qadr of Allah Azza wa Jal, and He does whatever He wants. And He does whatever He wants. So there's 3 levels. There's 3 levels to this. Number 1, strive in that which is beneficial. Number 2, seek the assistance of Allah Azza wa Jal. Number 3, have no regrets. Rather, if anything goes sideways, say, قدر الله وما شاء فعل. It's the decree of Allah Azza wa Jal, and He does whatever He wants. How much time do you have? We'll make this the final point, inshallah. طيب. My dear brothers, as we talk about ihsan, let us turn our eyes towards the Day of Judgment. Allah Azza wa Jal, He mentions of a group of people who on the Day of Judgment will have regrets. And one of them will say, أن تقول نفس يا حسرة على ما فرطت في جنب الله وإن كنت لمن الساخرين. That one soul says on the Day of Judgment, woe be to me, what a great loss I fell into for that which I had deficiency in terms of my servitude to Allah, that which I was supposed to do for Allah. And I was from those who used to make mockery of the people that would do good, that would have iman. أو تقول, or one of your souls say on the Day of Judgment, لو أن الله هداني, if Allah guided me, لَكُنْتُ مِنَ الْمُتَّقِينَ, I would have been of those who are muttaqeen. On the Day of Judgment, they're having this regret. They're saying, had Allah guided me, I would have been of those who had taqwa. And this is the ayah that I want to point to each one of us. Will you have this regret on the Day of Judgment? You have a chance now. أو تقول حين ترى العذاب, or that one of you says when they see the punishment that Allah Azza wa Jal has prepared, لو أن لي كرة, how I wish I would be returned to the earth. Why? What does he wish for? Why does he say, I wish to be returned to the earth? فأكون من المحسنين, so that I can be of those who are muhsineen. Every one of us has a chance today to try to be of those who reach this level of ihsan. Every one of us has a chance, while you breathe, to reach this level, so that you do not have that regret tomorrow. So that you do not say on the Day of Judgment, oh, how I wish I be of those who are muhsineen. One of us, the only thing that stops us is shaitan and our lazy souls. The people of ihsan, they're not lazy. They are people who are awake. They are a people who are always in a state of striving. They are a people who are always aware of their situation. They're not heedless. I ask Allah to make us of those who reach this level, the level of ihsan. هذا وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد.